So we stayed there in Torgau till May the 8th, from April 26th till May the 8th.
How did you get food?
We somehow we had already, the Americans gave us, and we had already, we could move around. So, but it was very dangerous because there were a lot of Polacks, and Ukraine men, and we were afraid they're coming to camp. They were away. So and then the worst thing was that Russian soldiers found out that there is a camp, so they came to our camp, and I don't want to go into details because this is a whole story by itself. They found out there is a camp of 250 girls, and they were soldiers. And they came to our camp and they raped some of the girls. So I said we have to leave. Because today came 5 soldiers, tomorrow 8 soldiers will come, and then a whole regiment. And we couldn't do a thing. We didn't have water because the water tower was bombed. We didn't have electricity. We had a little, and there was no place to go to be safe, to feel safe, because we were away from everybody. So we said we have to leave. And I personally had a good reason to leave.
Do you remember what day it was?
It was May the 8th, May the 7th at night. Soldiers came, Russian soldiers, more soldiers found out about they came with motorcycles. And it was a big chaos, big screaming. We heard from one room to the other room, it's horrible. And so I said...
Were you afraid for yourself
We
also?
were afraid, yeah.
Did you try to hide someplace in camp?
There was no place where to hide, no way to go. So I said we have to leave. It's very uncomfortable to talk about it.
I understand. That was May 8th.
May 7th at
Did
night.
all the girls leave with you?
May 7th at night, there's a lot of soldiers came, and we said we have to leave. And the girls appointed me. I was one of because the girl who was in charge before, the Lager Älteste they called, she was very mean. A Jewish girl from Munkache, she was very mean. But as soon as we were free, liberated, we had nothing to do. We didn't want to have nothing to do with her. So they appointed me and another girl. We were in charge.
Did she stay
So
with
we
your
left.
group?
So we left. I said the next morning, whoever wants to stay can stay. I have to go. We have to go. And the best thing is we should go together. So we started out and we went. And the road, as we were marching, going, we didn't know where to go, but we knew we have to leave the Torgau, the lager. So we met some people coming, singing with different flags, people from one direction, the other direction. Found out the war is over. May the 8th, war ended.
It was end of April, a couple days before war ended.
And how did the soldiers relate to you?
To us, not in such a big shock, because we didn't look that bad than the rest of the concentration camps, because we were only 250, and we were well housed, not well housed, but compared, we were better housed than others. And the only thing they couldn't figure out why we were 250 girls, or what was this. But it was easily explained, and they really couldn't even talk and digest this because, they were fighting, they were supposed to move on. But they saw us that we were hungry, so food was the biggest, the freedom and the food. So they gave us their ration, they had these brown packages which had chocolate in it, and it had so kind of a paste, I don't even remember what. And they gave us to eat, and then all of a sudden we ran out to the fields and we bought in raw potatoes and anything it was raw, and we ate and we got sick. But the bad news came that Americans stayed with us during one night. I don't know if we went to sleep or we didn't go to sleep, but all of a sudden we saw the Americans packing up their gear, going into their trucks, and they're leaving. And so happened a Jewish captain, happened to be the captain for that brigade who came into our area. And he told us, sorry, we got to leave you. You are Hungarians, and the agreement is that you go on this particular area will belong to the Russians, and we don't take you with us. We leave you here, and they will take care of you. And they left. But the captain said if there is a chance, he will come back for us, if there is a chance. But of course they left, and by...
Do you think that's because he was Jewish?
No. The reason because they already knew what the Russians are doing to girls. And he knew that this is not going to be a place, we found it out later, to girls to be on the Russian fighters. So he told us, he didn't tell us why, but he told us if there is a chance, he will come back for us. And they packed up and they left. They left us a little food. But we thought we are free. No, the Russians is coming. The Americans were very disciplined, the soldiers. They didn't touch the girls. They didn't make advances to the girls. They listened to the order giver, whoever it was, the sergeant or a captain. I mean, it was the discipline was real military. I still remember how everything was just so. So by nightfall, the Russians came, and the animals arrived, literal animals. Soldiers from the remotest part from Russia who were fighting God knows for how many years. And they arrived in a camp, victorious, with 250 people. The only thing they had in mind, how to rape the girls. And they also had a captain. But the captain had no control over the soldiers. They weren't brutal, they didn't hurt you, they did give you food, they hugged you, we thought it's the same freedom. The same freedom. They're gonna guard us, this belongs to the Russians, so the Russians will guard us. Came later at night, they went into to their rooms and decided to demand sex. And if you didn't want to give them sex, first of all, who had the energy for sex? And in those years in Europe, girls did not have sex with men before marriage, especially Jewish girls. So you resisted raping. And if you resisted raping, they took out the guns and they wanted to shoot you. And there was just no way out. So finally, they only went into 2 rooms. The 3rd room was left. Why? I don't know why. But they were left without Russian soldiers going in. So some of the girls...
Which room were you in?
I was in one where they did come in. So some of the girls who were married before and who had sex in their life before volunteered to have sex with the soldiers, just to get them out of the place. And that's exactly what happened. So not the whole occupying army was like this, but I would say at least 20 soldiers demanded sex of these 2 rooms which they went in, even though they were on the threat of court-martial to do this, because first of all, they got drunk. That was the problem, that they got drunk. An American soldier, while he was fighting, he was not drunk. Maybe he got drunk while he was on leave, but he was not drunk. That the Russians were drunk. So if they were drunk, you couldn't control them. And if they were ready to shoot the captain, so they did what they pleased. So finally it quieted down. Somehow or another they did get under control and it quieted down. But we decided early in the morning by daybreak, this is it. We don't want them. We're not staying here. We don't want to be shot. We live through this. We want to live. And some of the soldiers will get drunk and they're going to start the shooting and the raping. We don't want to have it. we started, everybody was marching, you know, everybody were coming out from the hiding places, and they were marching, you know, they were marching where the army was going, follow the army.
So all 250 women?
50, we started to march, and we marched towards where we saw the civilians are marching. We marched and we rested in ditches because we really didn't have the energy to march. Finally, we came to an area where we saw, like, when you see here, when you go through a toll booth, you know, a gate with, you couldn't go through, not with a vehicle and not by foot. And we arriving to a place where the area what was supposed to be given over to the Russians stopped, and the other side of that gate were the Americans, the occupying Americans.
How long did it take you to get there?
A whole day. It was by late in the evening when we got to this point. It was only one day that we were on the Russians. And we get there, and who do we meet? The captain. But we weren't supposed to go there because the Hungarians were supposed to be left to the Russians. The French were supposed to go to the Americans. So he said, we told him what happened, so he said he's going to somehow smuggle us through, but we don't supposed to speak. Everybody has to shut them out and not to talk. And he got us through that particular barricade. And that was when we arrived again to the American side. And we were housed in that town, wherever that was.
You don't remember the name?
I think it was Edinburgh. I'm not so sure if it's being... If I would have known a German map, which would be showing me towns not too far from Torgau, I would leave Torgau, I can identify the town also. So we were put into old German military barracks there. The war wasn't over yet. It was still raging. And we were told that we were given more food, and we were told that we will stay put till the war will end.